I don't want it to be like a, all encompassing aspect of my life. It's just
Sure.
a little thing to kind of be able to acknowledge people and, kind of interact with the fans and post some funny things and maybe some personal things, but not too personal, and
Right.
kind of get people out there to hear things that I'm doing musically. And but I'm certainly not one to use that as a pedestal to kind of view, to express my thoughts on things and
Hmm.
to spew my perspective on world events and
Right.
political stuff, and or even this band is great, this band, whatever. Like, you got to be careful with all that stuff, I think, because it could come back to haunt you a little bit if you're a little too outspoken. And furthermore, I just don't want to. I kind of feel like things are personal, and sometimes it's
Sure.
not everybody's business, quite frankly. But I look back on the days when I used to read Circus Magazine in the '70s and Cream, and read about all the bands that I loved. And you didn't get much information on people. It was the
No.
rare stories that you would read, and you would hear things, maybe a little gossip here and
Hmm.
there. You never were quite sure because it wasn't like one within moments, somebody is revealing something about themselves, 5 minutes after you hear the story,
Right.
so um, I kind of like that kind of mystery a little bit associated with, people in the music business. And I think it makes people more interested, quite frankly. Otherwise, everything's here. And you're like, all right, I know all this, I know all the food that Bruce Dickinson likes, and I know this
Right.
and this, and I know that, and this, his favorite movies are, and so I'm done. I know everything about
Yeah.
it.
Well, and
I'm
the
just using
other
that as an example.
and the negative to that too is the minute you say the one thing, even if it's not negative, but
Right.
it's not what that person believes. If you come out and say, you know what, my favorite Metallica record is Master of Puppets. If you say that as John Bush, you're immediately going to be like, what about Ride the Lightning, man? You
Of course,
suck.
of course.
You know?
And it's like, well, that was just what I thought, man. I'm a fan too, so this is just my opinion. Don't, don't, put me in the guillotine for this,
Right.
just giving you my opinion. But like I said, everybody has their opinion with everything,
Hmm.
and I didn't realize everybody was so knowledgeable about everything. Like, everybody's a fucking, oh, sorry.
See?
Everybody's,
See?
sorry, I did it. You're right, dude. Everybody's an expert, about everything. It's like, really? No, you're not, man. Come on.
Right.
Sorry about that, Chris.
Uh,